Nollywood is a very heavy influence on my life. And a lot of inspirations, like I mentioned, from the Nollywood, and not just Nollywood alone, personal experiences.
Yeah.
All those years at uni, I'm just building up. It's like a portfolios.
Yeah.
So by the time I've left uni now, I'm still getting called for gigs here and there.
Yeah. Okay.
From people that are still in the uni, from people that have left the uni before me, people that are very thorough. They will watch you from head to toe. You won't know they are watching you. They are just there. And then maybe 2 weeks or 2 months later, even years later, I was at so-and-so wedding. I saw you there. I'm not sure whether you remember when XYZ happened. I love the way you handled it. It doesn't matter how long I've been doing something or how long we have been doing something. We are always learning. You might be in a field for 20 years.
Yeah.
25 years. Don't think you've arrived.
Yeah.
Who are you? There will be time where you are feeling high, you're on top. And then there will be time where you're not on top, but that doesn't mean you're at the bottom.
Yeah, true. What tips would you give to people for them to be more confident in themselves? Welcome to the Takeoff Experience, where I sit down with highly driven people to talk about their journey, their failures, and their successes. If you want to take off in your career, your business, your finances, or your mindset, then this podcast is for you. Welcome back to the Takeoff Experience. We have a very special guest in the building. It's actually somebody that I've known for a long time, since I was 16. So over 16 years now. So it's good to see him doing well. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing very well, brother.
Yeah?
I'm doing well. How are you keeping?
I'm good, bro. I'm sure a lot of the listeners, watchers have probably big fans of yours. They've probably seen your skits online. They've probably seen you emceeing at a wedding. But I just want to give you a chance. Who's A-Dot?
Okay, so for those of you that are seeing me for the first time, A-Dot Comedian is my name. I'm a stand-up comedian, actor, event host, master of ceremonies, amongst many other things, But that's how people really know me,
Okay, awesome. It's so crazy. It's crazy because, like I said, I've known you like this since we were 16, and it's so crazy because, like, you haven't changed from that perspective. You haven't changed. You were funny then, and you're funny now. But can you give us a bit of an insight into the day in life of A-Dot?
Yeah, life of A-Dot, where just like any normal human being, in the morning, you get up, get yourself ready for the day, you take your shower, you brush your teeth, maybe breakfast is on the agenda, maybe it's not on the agenda, and then you get on with it, And so with me, it's pretty much, because I'm a creative, so, a lot of my things that I do, it require being creative, so in each day, I find time to sort of just sit down, and just meditate, taking things that are around me, making mental notes, sometimes physical notes as well, of what I can potentially use, for the next event, what I can potentially use for the next gig, reflecting on where, I'm coming from in terms of events that I've done in the past, what I could sort of tweak, move forward, bring back, that kind of thing. So I do a lot of self-care as well.
Okay.
I go for walks as well, because they say when you go for walks, your brain is settled. So I go for walks, and it really helped me, to stay focused,
Wow.
And it's good for the fitness, for the body, Can't just be eating and, the thing is not having anywhere to go,
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, for me, it's hard, man, because I work from home, so I tend to not walk as much. So how do you make sure that you keep yourself fit? How do you make sure that you get yourself out of the house?
It comes down to determination.
Okay.
It comes down to how much you really want it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the truth of the matter is we are all busy.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be days where you are just not feeling it.
Yeah.
But when you know the benefits or the goodness that comes from doing it is enough to get you out of the house. Although it's not easy all the time and it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's worthwhile. At least, even if it's not just for a fitness purpose. Like my own is not really for fitness purpose. It's just to get a fresh air.
Yeah.
A fresh air, see new faces, whether I know them or not, just smile, just walk down the road. You understand what I'm saying? So change of environment is also very, very good for mindset. Yeah. When you are caged up in one place, sometimes you cannot think of new things. You cannot think of new ideas.
Yeah. That makes sense, man. And, I wanted to talk a bit about your story, the origin stories of A-Dot. So Where are your parents from? If nobody can guess, where are they from?
Well, I'm sure they can guess by now. My parents are from Nigeria,
Yeah.
from the Yoruba tribe.
Okay.
So that's basically that in
Yeah.
a nutshell. So Nigerians, and of course, they being Nigerians, me, I'm also a Nigerian. Of course, it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. And were you born here or in Nigeria?
That's a very interesting question. That's a very, very interesting question. You know the answer to it. You know where I was born. You know.
London town.
London town?
London
Is that what you are telling them? Let's go with that then. Since that's what you said, let's go with that.
London town, South London.
Well, let's go with that.
Bad. And so whereabouts in London did you grow up most of your life?
Okay, Peckham, South
Peckham,
London.
Peckham, South London. And what was it like for you growing up in Peckham? What would you describe it as?
It's home.
Yeah.
Peckham has always feel like home, because when you're growing up somewhere, that's all you know for a long period of your life. Everything is normal. You are nothing surprises you. It's just the norm. And it's a very big, heavy Nigerian culture in
there is
Peckham. So you can never feel out of place as a Nigerian.
Yeah.
You can never feel lonely. You can never feel hungry. Maybe you're looking for jollof. Auntie Shola is up the road. You can just knock the door. If Auntie Shola is not available, you go to Auntie BC. So, it's a community.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be home. Home is home.
Yeah. And that's what I loved about Peckham. It was the fact that, like you said, it felt like home. If you wanted to do some, shopping for certain things, you can definitely get it from there. You get your cocoa butter, you can get I was going to call it Gary.
Right, Gary's different sort of Gary, depending on the one you want.
Yeah, all of it. Pounded yam,
plantain, bag of rice.
Yeah.
So you name it. It's home. It's home.
It was, yeah. It's so fun. And school-wise, what school did you go to? Was it in Peckham that you went to school, or was it in the area?
I went to several schools.
Okay.
But, are you talk of primary or...
So secondary school. Let's focus on that. Yeah.
Secondary school. I went to a very popular school. The school is no more. But I won't get into why it's no more.
Okay.
But when I mention it now, people will know the name.
Okay.
Archbishop Michael Ramsey.
It doesn't exist.
It's not there. It's not
wow,
there
that was down the road from my school. I went Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. You
Oh,
right,
wow.
right,
It doesn't.
yeah.
Okay.
Ramsey Ramsey has gone. Ramsey.
It's gone.
It's not there.
Wow.
I mean, the building, the
building's still there.
it's still there.
Okay.
The land is there, but
Yeah.
it's not actually. If you go there, it's not actually called Michael Ramsey anymore.
Wow.
They've switched it up.
Wow.
Yeah, they've switched
Wow.
it up.
And what was it like for you going there? Because when I was in school in Sacred Heart, Sacred Heart, they say, okay, it was one of the best schools in Southwark, right? But I feel like it was generally, I feel like it's who you hang out with really is what's gonna define your school experience. And for me, it was a good school, overall good at school experience. We didn't have too many bad kids. Yeah, there were a few incidents happened here and there. I guess they were normalized, but when you look back, you're like, that's not normal, man, for kids to go through that. So what was your experience like in Michael Ramsey?
So I think you've said it all, to be honest. Because when you are saying what you are saying, I'm just thinking of my experiences or some of the things I noticed or came across when I'm in Michael Ramsey. Bad behavior is in every school.
Yeah, 100%.
Unfortunately, whether the school is doing well academically or not doing well academically, it's just one of those things, and you just kind of have to hope that you don't get caught up.
Yeah.
In all the madness or the nonsense that's going on. But for me, my school experience was a sweet one. I really use a school as a platform to sort of develop myself. I use the playground as a stage.
Okay.
And all my friends and all my age mates as audience, as crowds, to just be testing sort of materials, making...
Really?
Yeah, that's what
you were actually really doing that?
That's what I was
wow,
doing.
that's smart.
Realize... I didn't... It's funny because I didn't actually realize that that's what I was doing. It's only after some time I sat and said, wow, okay, I'm always making jokes here in the playground and people are always coming to listen. Is that not an audience?
Yeah, that is.
And then it became an ongoing thing, almost an everyday thing.
Wow.
And they would just come spend the entire playtime there, and I would just be the one just giving them joke here and there,
Where did some of that early inspiration come from? Was it like certain things you were watching or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan and lover of Nollywood.
Okay.
Nollywood.
Okay, so you got a lot of your material from that.
Oh, Nollywood is a very heavy influence on my life. And a lot of inspirations, like I mentioned, from the Nollywood, and not just Nollywood alone, personal experiences.
Yeah.
Things that I have gone through, things that I have seen with my eyes, stories people have told me. So it's a combination of things.
Okay. Wow.
It's
wow.
a combination of things. So that is really the things that used to come together for me, or the things that influence me.
Wow.
To do what I'm doing.
Wow. Yeah. Like I said, like I've known you since we were both 16, and yeah, you were like that then. It's like you were ahead of your time almost. I mean, did you feel like that? Like you were ahead of your time? When people were coming, oh my God, you're so funny. Da, da, da.
I don't know. It's very difficult to say because I was just being myself.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know, maybe ahead of time, in front of time, behind of time. I don't know. I don't know. Because when you are just being you don't really look at all those things. You understand? Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. And, obviously being a creative as well, in a Nigerian household, you still have to focus on the study. So did you still do that? Were you focus on, finishing? Obviously we had to all finish secondary school, I believe. Did you do college? Did you do university as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah, I did all those things.
Okay.
I did all those things. And I mean, there is positives to it as well, because some might look at it as, well, you are a creative. You didn't need to go to college. You didn't need to go to uni. But what people don't realize is that even if you don't need college or uni for what you want to do, they are good platforms or good areas for you to expand.
Yeah.
It's all networking.
It's true. It's very, very true.
It's all networking.
It's very true.
You might say you don't need college. You might say you don't need uni, which might be true.
Yeah.
But if you go to those places, you expand your network, you connect with people that you would never have known in your life.
That's very, very true.
If you didn't go down that route.
That's very true.
So I did go to the college. I went to the university as well.
Yeah.
So I did courses that my brain could handle.
And what were they? What were those courses that your brain could handle?
Media related courses. So
Okay.
That's what I focus on, because it's one of the things that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I wasn't doing courses that I didn't know anything about, which unfortunately is the case for some people. And it's not a nice place to be. You understand? But I was able to put my foot and say, this is what I'm doing. And I focus on it, and to God be the glory, I came out a winner at the end of the day.
Nice. Wow, fantastic. So what was it like after uni? So uni, you said, did you do media-based studies as well? Media-based studies? Okay. What was it like for you after uni? Like, did you go down the traditional route, or did you just go straight into being a creative?
And this is what I was saying a few seconds ago. It's all a platform for networking.
Yeah.
So when I came out of uni, in fact, before I came out of uni, I was doing comedy gigs. Okay. Performing.
You were? Okay.
Up and down the place. Even before the uni, to be honest, I was doing stand-up comedy, in the community, maybe in the colleges, universities will come in to come and perform, churches, and, you name it.
So your name was already out there at this point?
It was already out there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was already out there. So by the time I get to uni, I'm just building on that. And uni is a much bigger platform now. Yeah. College is a big platform.
Yeah, but uni is crazy.
Is now going to another level. It's opening you up, you understand, to another world of people that you would never have met if you didn't go to uni. So by the time, remember, some people spend 3 years at uni. Yeah. Some spend 4, depending on the level, the length of your course. Yeah. You understand? That will determine how long you spend there. And if you pass, you understand, you'll be out on time. You understand? So for me, all those years at uni, I'm just building up. It's like a portfolio. Yeah. So by the time I've left uni now, I'm still getting called for gigs here and there. Yeah. Okay. From people that are still in the uni, from people that have left the uni before me, because you meet people at different stages. Yeah. So by the time I've left the uni now, people are still remembering me when it comes to like Black History Month. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe they just have finality night or a comedy show games night. They remember me because of the seeds, the foundations that have been planted. Yeah. So it's a blessing, and I thank God for that. Blessing and favor, because since that time, is one thing lead to another thing lead to another, and word of mouth is powerful as well. So
yeah, it is. I was wondering, like, were you nervous doing any of your... Talk me through your first show. What was it? What was the first show that you got, if you remember?
I remember it. I remember it.
You must do. The first one you must always remember.
Of course, I remember it. It was in the secondary school, actually.
Okay.
It's in the secondary school. Talent show, yes. Talent show, secondary school.
Did you put yourself forward for it?
I put myself
Okay.
forward.
Okay.
Do you know the funniest thing? I put myself forward, but it's like my class put me forward. They said, no, you have to go and talk to the school. You have to go and just do some comedy. And those times there, I didn't actually know it was a big deal like that.
Yeah.
I was just being me. Remember, I was just being me. So anyway, I put myself forward, and I wasn't the only funny person back then. I had 2 other friends, you understand, in the school. So we did it all together.
Okay.
3 of us, we went on stage, and we just gave them what we call comedy. We gave them comedy. People really enjoy us, and from there, word of mouth started to spread. You guys were amazing. You guys were funny, And from there, I just started doing my own thing, and here we are.
Wow. Well, how did you feel doing that? Were you nervous at the time?
Very good question.
Yeah.
There's always a part of nerve. There's a nerve there because you are doing something. I think it's part of being a human being.
Yeah.
You can never be too confident because although you are confident in your ability.
Yeah.
There's just something about when you approach crowd, and people are looking at you, you don't know how they are going to take it, you don't know. But once you get on that stage, all those feeling of nerve, they just go to one side and you focus on what it is you are there to do. And then when people receive you well, the confidence is grow.
Yeah.
Understand? The confidence is grow, and you just do what you need to do. And the more you do something, the more confidence develop.
Yeah.
It's like when you are drive car.
Yeah.
First time you enter car with instructor, you are all over the place.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But as you are doing it, you yourself one day can become an instructor.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah. Okay. Such an interesting story. It's always interesting to delve into the mind of a creative and what that process is like, before you do it and how you get yourself into the zone. So, okay, so we spoke about, like, you breaking into doing comedy shows. At what point did you start doing skits? Obviously your skits are famous. I still laugh at them till this day. We were speaking about it off camera. I think one of my favorite ones that I actually saw it, I think a few years ago now, is the one where I think you were walking down, you was in a jacket, you had a hat on, you're walking past the woman, you're asking her for the number. That one was that's one of the funniest ones I've seen, yeah.
To chat up again.
yeah. That was funny. So when did those skits start for you? Like, when did you start producing that? And I can't remember, did you start it on just your own, or were you doing it with a few other people?
So good question. It's all linked. So like I said, I first started doing stand-up shows, you understand? So I hit the stage, from one place to another, word of mouth spreading. And then I did a particular show. Back then, a comedy show back then, somewhere in the central London or something like that, or maybe like a Rivington Street, I believe. I think the show was Ad-lib.
Okay.
At Ad-lib, or something like that. Anyway, and then I met one guy there, and from meeting that guy there, we make a connection.
Mm-hmm.
And from making that connection, we now stay in contact. And then that is how the skits started to come about.
Okay.
You understand? So I'm talking about offshore television. I'm not sure whether you
I think so, yeah.
Offshore television. So me and offshore television, off the back of that show, we just started to stay connected. And then from there, we will be in regular communications. And, we will just start to work together. We come up with skit idea together and put it out there. And before you know it, everybody's like gravitating towards it. And we just kept on doing more and more and more for years. So myself and Upshot, it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven. A lot of the skits that I've done back then is with Upshot TV.
Wow.
A
Wow.
lot of those skills that people love and
Yeah.
enjoy is with Top Shot. You know, it's like a combo.
Wow.
Like a husband and wife relationship.
Would you ever bring them that back? Have people asked you to bring them
It's
back?
always a part of me.
Yeah.
It's always a part of me. You know, the thing is that when something is a part of you, it's always, whether you like it or not, it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's very, very simple. The desire is there, you understand, and a lot of things have been recorded and are just waiting to come out. You understand?
Really?
Oh,
there
are things there. There are things.
Oh,
there.
I didn't know that. So we got uncovered tapes available.
There are things there. It's just waiting for a good time to.
Very interesting, because you know what's so interesting, that when I was talking about the one I watched, Instagram has changed so much. Like, I feel like now is probably even a better time than then. I mean, you were going viral at a time where, yeah, video was important, but it's not as important as now with Reels and TikTok and, you know, virality of these situations. I feel like if you were to release it soon, it could go like that. It could definitely go like that.
I believe so.
Wow.
I believe so. So yeah, I mean, those are like the foundations, the beginning.
Yeah.
You understand? You can never forget the beginning, because the beginning is what leads us to where we are now.
Exactly.
No matter our journey, there's always a beginning.
Yeah.
It's always a day one.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I'm just grateful for all those memory, all those years, all those time.
Yeah.
All those people that work with me. You understand? All those people that work with me to get to a level that I am now, where people will be recognizing the work and still talking about it many, many years on.
Yeah.
I worked with many, many people back then, you understand? So I have to give credit to all those that work with me in any way, shape, or forms.
Yeah, 100%. And weddings, how did you get into that? That's a different area.
That's a different area completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with weddings, that's actually... so what happened there is that it's a very close friend of mine that I studied with. So she was doing or getting ready to get married. And she remembered me that, there's this guy that used to do hosting or used to do comedy. He will be good for our wedding. Let me call him.
Interesting.
Because she was just thinking, okay, if I'm going to get married, I need somebody who can talk to the crowd and who can, engage with the crowd. So it was her that got in contact with me and said, okay, you know what? Hey, Dot, I want you to host my wedding. Are you available? And I said, let me call you back. Let me call you back. Because I sat there, I said, okay, I need to think of this one. I've never done this thing before. So let me call you back. I think within 20 minutes, I call her back. Yes, I'm available. Send me the details. So I went in there with confidence because it's like, although it's the first one, I went in there with confidence because I had the background of hosting events.
Okay.
I was already used to hosting events like talent shows, fashion shows.
Yeah.
So I wasn't completely new to hosting altogether.
Yeah.
Although it's a different sort of event, those skills were transferable.
Okay.
To a certain extent. And then I just learned everything else as time went on.
Okay.
I learned everything else as time went on. So that's really how that came about. And of course, what I didn't realize is that one would lead to another, then to another. But
so it exploded for you pretty much after that. Okay.
Absolutely. Then I started to realize that, wow, this is a different area of life, because it's like at every wedding or every event like that, you have people there that are potentially looking to get married.
Very true.
Or people that know people that are getting married. So when they see you in action and they like what you do, say, there was this guy. Mm-hmm. Even if they don't remember your name, they will contact the couple. What's that guy's name? Send me his details. And that's how that thing started for me.
Okay. Wow. So it's all pretty much word of mouth. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is all before social media.
Yeah.
This is all before Instagrams and all those
the Twitters and the TikToks even
way before them. So this is all word of mouth. So word of mouth is powerful.
It is very, very powerful.
Still very powerful. Even to this present day, it's still very powerful.
It is, it is. And how did you feel doing that? Because it initially you said that because it's not something that you ever done. So how did you feel like hosting the wedding? Was there like a bit? Do you feel like pressure on you?
If I'm being completely honest with you, not pressure.
Wow.
Not
Supreme
pressure.
confidence.
Not pressure, because you have to remember, by that time, although it was a new experience,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I felt pressure, because by that time I've already built up years
Okay.
of experience hosting events. So I'm already going in there with a certain level of confidence.
Yeah.
Not overconfident, because it's an area where I haven't been. But in my mind, I just looked at it like, okay, I have this experience for several years now of hosting events. And normally when you host event, they give you a program. You follow the program. Surely the wedding is going to be something similar.
Okay.
They will give me a program. I will follow the program. And then we add my own twist, put my own personality to the program. And that's
And
it.
that's how you got by. So for you, it's like you're a natural genius though at it, right? That's what some people would say. But I wanted to ask you a question actually. Where does your confidence come from? Because some people don't have that confidence. I want to know, where does your confidence come from?
If I'm being completely honest with you, I just have to say, come from above.
Yeah.
Because,
Amen.
everything we have, I believe God have given it to us. You understand? I believe it come from above.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe it's a God given, and to God be the glory for that.
Yeah. And how do you deal with uncomfortable situations at a wedding?
Okay, so one thing I would say in general, and it's not just for me, it's for anybody that is watching, whether you are a business, whether you are not a business or service provider,
Yeah.
you have to do your best to always remain professional.
Yeah.
Reason being is because you are your brand, or you are representing somebody's brand.
Yeah, that's true.
People are looking at you.
Yeah.
You understand? So you just need to remember that, okay, analyze the situation. Okay, this is the situation. I see, okay. You have to apply wisdom. And in situations where it's a bit uncomfortable, always remain professionals. When you remain professionals, also remember that you are not going to be in that situation forever.
Yeah,
It's only a matter of time.
That's true.
Be patient. Hold yourself together.
Yeah.
Don't act up. Some might say it's easier said than done, which is true. But at the same time, you have to just be very careful. So when you are in a situation where it's not going the way it should be going, you have to watch what you say with your mouth.
It's true.
Once you say something, you can't take it back.
You can't take it back, yeah.
So you have to be very, very careful. So when a situation comes like that, you just have to take deep breath, as they say. Somebody tell me was one time that, and you're angry, just take deep breath. Or maybe go for stroll. Let fresh air blow your brain. You understand what I'm saying? So,
giving us therapy right now.
because,
it's what it is, yeah.
Sometimes, it's just very easy to just behave in a human way. You understand?
Yeah.
So, I'm very thankful that for me personally, if I ever find myself in a situation where, or I feel a certain type, I know how to hold myself together.
Yeah, yeah.
I know how to hold myself, because I know that situation will pass.
Yeah. It's I think it's very, very important, especially because, like you said, there's so many people there, and you're representing yourself and you're representing a couple, and it's their day, right? So it's like anything that goes wrong, like sometimes it gets amplified, I feel like, and it can get amplified even more on social media, and people like spreading it by word of mouth. So yeah, it must be challenging at times, but yeah, like the tips you said, sounds like that you got under wraps.
I mean, to be honest with you, the thing about it is that you are advertising yourself at all times.
Yeah.
When things are going well, you are advertising yourself. When things maybe not going the way they should be going, people are still watching you, because some people will pay more of an interest or take more of a liking to you.
Yeah.
The way you handle situations that haven't gone the way they should.
Yeah.
Some will say, you know what, because of the way you handle that, I'm booking in.
Yeah.
The way you carry yourself. There are people that are very thorough. They will watch you from head to toe. You won't know they are watching you. They are just there. And then maybe 2 weeks or 2 months later, even years later, I was at so-and-so wedding. I saw you there. I'm not sure whether you remember when XYZ happened. I love the way you handled it. I said, this is somebody that I need at my own occasion. Now the time has come. Are you available?
You actually had those conversations?
I've had those conversations.
Wow.
So the truth is, people is always watching you.
Yeah. How does it feel to be watched like that?
It's okay.
Yeah?
It's okay.
You okay with that?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
I'm all right. I mean, if you don't like to be watched, you can't do this sort of business.
It's true.
People have to watch you to know what they are getting.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Because you have to understand the profession you are in.
Yeah. You understood. When did you understand that for yourself? When did you understand that you was in this profession?
I think I understand quite early. Maybe I was still in the school.
Yeah, because you've been doing it all this time, so you're so used to it. It's like you've been doing. It's like you're probably one of the most experienced people doing it because you've done it for a while, like so you're prepared.
School days. So by the time I'm now doing, there's a certain level of experience already that I've already managed to develop.
Yeah, and have you gone into the corporate setting as well?
I've done some corporate things here and there, and there. I mean, the beauty of it, the beauty of this thing that I do is that it doesn't limit you to just one area.
Yeah.
It doesn't limit you. You comedians, event hosts, MCs, master of ceremonies, they are needed across the board.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is quite nice, you understand? Which is quite one of the, I think they call it packs. Yeah. The packs of the job. You understand what I'm saying? So people will go out of their way to inquire, okay, we need this comedian, we need this host, for this event, or we have a corporate event here, or we have a birthday celebration here, or we have a comedy night. So, it's just about really applying yourself and getting the information out there, or letting people know that you are available or you are the man for the jobs. Yeah.
Because I wanted to know if you've gone into the corporate setting, have you had to code switch? The reason why I'm asking you this is because obviously I work in corporate, right? And I know like the way I'm speaking to you now is definitely not how I speak in corporate. I don't really say in there. I don't say bravo. I don't speak like mandem, right? Okay. But when I go into the corporate settings, hi, bye, proper Queen's English, right? Or King's English, I say now. I don't know what it is. So do you feel like you have to code switch in those scenarios, or you're not sticking to me and what I do?
That's a very good question, because I actually know a lot of people that have been code switching. They are so good at code switching. They know how to do it. Just 1 minute they are talking to their manager, they have a certain, next minute they are phoning back to the hood. You understand? So I've seen people do it. I've witnessed people do it. But for me, I won't necessarily say I code switch. Yeah. I don't think I code switch. I wouldn't say I code switch. But what I do is sometimes when I'm in an environment or I'm in a place where I feel that, I might have to do a bit more explaining. Yeah. A bit more explaining. So I'll still be myself, but I will just go the extra mile. Right. To break down some of the things I'm saying. Okay. So I'm not switching up who I am. I'm not switching up what I'm saying, but I will go the extra mile just to explain it a bit more so that it doesn't go over people's head. Yeah. So when I'm in certain environments like that, my brain will tell me that, look, this is where you are. Okay. It's time for you to, do a bit more explaining. So and I find that when I'm doing those sort of things, it really make a difference.
Yeah. I like that. Really I like that. I like that. Like, so you're still authentic, but like you said, you just try to bridge that gap a bit more. That's good.
It's all about being aware.
Yeah. You have to be aware.
It's all about being aware of where you are. Yeah. When you are talking to people that they are not necessarily from where you are from, or they don't have the same experiences as you, it's only right that you bring them into your world. Yeah. And how do you bring them into your world? Explanation. Yeah. Painting a picture. Allow them to see the picture as clear as possible. So that when you are talking, they can relate.
Yeah. They understand it better. Definitely. It. Yeah.
It's explanations.
Yeah. It's true. You know what? It's That's a good point, actually. You know what? Maybe we should have more patience with people when they're ignorant about stuff and they don't know something. Maybe we should just have a bit more patience and explain it to them, give them the benefit of the doubt. When they have that information, they still act up, then that's on them. But at least you've given them, a fair, playing field, really, to express themselves. Never thought about it like that. So describe to me, so where do you want to take what you're doing? Like, I want to give you a blank canvas. If you could paint like the future, what's it gonna be for ADOT?
If I can paint the future,
Yeah,
wow.
for ADOT. What is that?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I guess, believe it or not, one of my number one focus or aim is just to do my part to make the world a better place.
Okay.
So, thankfully, comedy, entertainment, it brings happiness to the people. The world is going through a lot.
It is, yeah.
It's going through a lot. So, I mean, with things like comedy and entertainment, it gives people a bit of hope. It gives people a bit of reason to see another day or keep on going. So I just hope to continue to be able to provide platforms where people can come and distress, any stress they are feeling, they know, okay, when we go and see ADOT or when we go and watch ADOT, we know our stress will be decreased, or maybe we know our stress will go. You understand? So I guess just to go as far as possible, even me myself, I don't want to put a lead on it.
Yeah, that's good.
As far as possible,
Yeah.
as far as it will take me, I know God is on my side, so and if we shall see. We shall see.
Wow, I love that. I wanted to know, actually, I was thinking back, like during COVID, right? What was that like for you? How did you deal with that? Actually,
that's a good question.
Yeah,
that COVID-19.
COVID-19 for real.
COVID-19. What a time! What a time for not just creatives, for everybody. Because one thing I was saying to some of my guys is that it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. COVID-19 affected everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
It affected some people financially. It only affected some mentally.
Yeah.
Some physically, some emotionally, and some, all those things I've just mentioned, it affected them all at the same time.
Yeah.
So you might not have been affected financially, but mentally, maybe you are affected.
Yeah, from like
socially,
being at home all the time. Yeah.
So what's the point of having all the cash, all the money?
Can't do anything.
When they say don't go out, stay inside your door, stay inside your house. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I mean, I tried so hard not to focus on the negatives of it, although it's very difficult because I don't think any of us have ever experienced such a thing where we have been told we cannot go out, we cannot do this. No event is going on. You understand? They close down all the event, everything is rescheduled, some of them are cancelled. So it was an interesting time. But I used that time to sort of regroup, to refocus, work on myself, you understand, and to rest.
Yeah.
To rest. That's a word a lot of us didn't know before COVID came around. You understand? So I used that time to rest, to re-strategize, to think properly about what is it I'm doing. Certain thing I improve, I work on, you understand, like within myself, So it was just annoying that we couldn't get to see those people that we are seeing before. You can't go shopping. Everybody panic buy. Toilet.
The toilet roll was crazy.
Toilet through all those sort of. So it was an interesting times to experience.
Yeah.
How was it for you? How do you find it?
Me, yeah, it was tough. It was definitely tough. I mean, the work from home wasn't tough. I like that part of it. That wasn't bad. But not being able to go out and do normal stuff was tough. Just being in all the time. Now I put on weight, so that wasn't good. Gym was closed, and it got boring at some point as well. So
Gym was closed. That was a big deal.
It was a very big deal.
I put on pounds. Serious pounds.
I think most of us put on something.
I put on serious pounds. All the kebab joints. Oh my goodness! Because you see that thing that they call comfort eating.
Yeah. That's what you do,
It's a very dangerous thing.
It is.
Because it can get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. And before you know it, you are blowing up and then you look at yourself and say, let me. Come on, why are you doing
Yeah, no. Oh, man, I remember those times, man.
that? So, it takes it takes a lot of motivation to get yourself out of those comfort eating.
Yeah.
And to say, you know what?
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, 100%. It's I'm glad we're through it. I think it feels like a lifetime away now, because now we've gone back to normal. We're not even thinking about lockdown or wearing masks or even COVID. It's almost like it didn't even happen, like it was a bad dream at times. I wanted to ask you, how do you deal with the pressure of like, generally hosting? Obviously, I know that we've been doing this for a very long time. So, but there must be some pressure that comes with it at times, right? Do you ever feel pressure, or is it like, no, I'm just laser focused? And if you do, where does that laser focus come from? Because for us and the listeners, we want to also be like, okay, we got something. How do we, get there?
To answer your question, to be sincerely honest with you, I wouldn't actually say I feel the pressures.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Maybe, and I think the reason for that is coming from because of experience.
Yeah.
So when there are situations where maybe those around me are panicking or they are worried, I'm able to use my experience to calm myself down, and also try my best to calm those around me down. Those that may be a bit worried, I calm them and say, look, don't worry, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Why am I saying that? Because I've seen things like this before. And I remember what was done in those situations. But when you are going through something for the first time, it's almost like everything is crashing down. Oh my goodness, what we gonna do? Was relax. Always stay in control.
Yeah.
Always stay.
You have to.
And be confident. Like for me now, no matter what's going on, I'm confident in my own ability.
Yeah.
I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
I know. So things around the table might be a bit rocky, shaky. That's okay. But I know what I'm bringing. So I'm confident in what I am bringing.
Yeah. Yeah. And with your confidence, is there ever a hint of imposter syndrome? Honestly, be honest with me.
Give me an example.
Of what imposter syndrome? Example of imposter syndrome. Let me say, okay, so some people feel like, okay, so say they work at a really big company, they're doing well in their job. Sometimes they're getting paid well. Sometimes they may feel like I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to get paid this much. Can I do this? Or even if they're going for a promotion, I don't think I can do this. Even though they're capable, they got all the tools, but mentally they don't feel like they're capable. Do you ever get imposter syndrome? So
do I ever go to somewhere and I feel that maybe I can't do it? I don't feel like that.
Really? Okay.
I don't feel like that.
That's interesting.
I mean, I go to places,
and
I just apply myself or try to apply myself as best as I possibly can.
Okay.
And then because I'm always learning.
Yeah.
I'm always.
I like that mentality.
I'm always learning. It doesn't matter how long I've been doing something or how long we have been doing something. We are always learning. You might be in a field for 20 years.
Yeah.
25 years. Don't think you've arrived.
Yeah.
Who are you?
That's true. It's a good mindset to have.
You know the thing is, you could have been doing something for 20 years, 25 years. Somebody could have just joined last week.
Yeah.
And they can teach you something you didn't know in your 20, 25 years.
Very true.
We are all students of life.
Yeah.
Nobody knows it all.
That's true.
Nobody knows it all. So I'm always, as much as I'm saying, I don't feel imposter, I don't know the language.
Imposter syndrome.
I'm always learning.
Yeah.
I'm always learning. Thinking of ways of how to better myself.
Okay. I'm gonna tip you to host the Grammys one day, and then I can ask you about it, and then we can see if you felt like it. Then
ask me.
You probably give me the same answer like that. I told you I was fine.
You go in there with your confidence and having ability within yourselves.
Yeah. It's what's crazy. I think you're probably one of the most confident. Again, let me not offend any of my other. People, let me caveat this, right? Because everybody that I've had on is confident. I'm just saying, A-Dot right now is okay. What should I say is you come across very confident, and I love it because I think it's a breath of fresh air. You know, a lot of people, especially in a world where a lot of people don't have that much confidence in themselves, or they don't like themselves, they don't love themselves, and they want to do and pursue something, but they don't believe themselves. It's a breath of fresh air to, you know, speak to you who fully believes in what he does. Like it's amazing. Like it's really refreshing. It's really nice, and I feel like more people can be like that. They just have to have belief in themselves. But I've got a question for you, right?
Go for it.
So obviously it's gone very well for you, but there might have been periods where it may not have gone well for you. Did your confidence ever waver in those points that maybe it wasn't just going to script? Yeah, like, because obviously we always have a high and then sometimes a dip and you're like, I've had it with this podcast. I'm like, oh my God, this month, not as much listens. And the next month, triple or quadruple, right? So has that ever happened to you?
My brother, let me ask you that question. Right? You've asked me, what do you think? What do you think? Before I tell you.
You're going to
What do you think?
You're going to tell me.
What do you think, my brother? And
what do I think? No, it's never happened to you.
If I say no, I'm a liar.
Yeah.
If I say no, I'm a liar. Am I not a human being?
Yeah.
You see, in life, everything have up and down.
Yeah.
Everything have ups and downs. You understand? There will be time where you are feeling high, you're on top. And then there will be time where you're not on top, but that doesn't mean you're at the bottom.
Yeah, true.
You're just not feeling at the top. You are just feeling, but you are not on the ground. You understand what I'm saying? So there are times like that, of course, you know, where I'm just like, okay, you know, feeling a bit somehow, you know, but I do my best not to stay there for too long.
Okay.
Because it doesn't do any good for the body. It doesn't do any good for the mind. It's human nature.
Yeah.
It's human nature, you know, you feel down someday, you feel happy someday. You cannot be happy every day.
You can't.
That is not normal.
No, it's not normal.
You understand what? And you can also not be sad every day.
Yeah.
Life is a balance.
Yeah.
We just pray to have more happier days than not so happy days or sad days. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I guess when I'm having day where I'm feeling a bit low, I try not to stay there for too long. And
is there anything in particular that you do to get
of course, to get myself out of it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just, or not even sometimes, most of the time, I would just remember how I was feeling maybe a few hours before or a day before or something that I did in the past.
Yeah.
That brought joy to my soul.
I like that.
And I will focus on that because that shows me that I've been there before. I can get there again.
Yeah. I like that.
Sometimes you people watch my videos. I think I don't go back and watch my videos. I go back and watch it and say, wow, okay, that's me. People feel great because of this. Let me snap out of this not so good. Let me snap out of it and, you know, get myself back in the happy mood.
Yeah.
You know, so any human being that say he doesn't have off day, go and check that person's brain.
Yeah, that's true. And you're exactly right.
Or have day where they are not feeling themselves.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that you said you go back to a place where you did well to bring you back into that place.
It's a reminder that where you are at the moment where you are not feeling so high or you are not feeling so great, it's a reminder that you are not going to be there forever.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything has its place.
Yeah.
Everything has its season. When you are not feeling great, remember a time when you were feeling great.
Yeah. Very good point.
It's still you.
Very good point. Yeah.
It's still you. It's just that it's unfortunately now your turn to feel the other side.
Yeah.
When you finish feeling the other side, you go back. But every step of the way, you are learning something.
I love
Don't
that.
beat yourself up. Don't shut yourself down. You know, I know people do all sorts of things, you know, when they are not feeling great and all of that. But I personally just believe that, you know, everything have its time.
I love that.
Everything have its time. And you need to have good people around you as well. You know, that can help as well. You know, conversations, you know who you are talking to, you know. So those sort of things.
I love that. And what tips would you give to people for them to be more confident in themselves? Because I feel like confidence is a key for you to do the best in anything that you want to do in life, in my opinion anyway.
You are spot on. Confidence is everything.
Yeah.
Confidence is, when you have confidence, you have everything.
Yeah.
Whether you are good in the thing you have confidence for or not, that's another ball game. But confidence is everything. So let's talk about it from a creative or a performance point of view. So from view. So if you are a artist, maybe musicians, maybe magician, comedian, actor, the more you do those things, the more you act, the more you sing, the more you tell jokes in front of crowd, you are building up your confidence.
Yeah.
The more you do something, the more confident you become. And that's something I've seen myself, okay, I've done this thing before. You use that confidence from before to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's a reminder, oh, you've done this before. Remember how you did it. Now go and do it better. Don't just do it the way you did it last time. You did it last time, okay, that's the confidence. Okay, now go and do it better than what you did last time.
Yeah.
If you keep on doing something, you get confident. You build more confidence.
Wow.
Confidence is not just something that comes in one day.
Yeah.
It's a build-up. It's a build-up. And you don't even know sometimes that you are building this confidence up. You are just doing it. You don't realize.
Yeah. It becomes like second nature, innate in you in what you're doing, right?
It's like going to a gym to work out.
It's true.
You might not be feeling confident. Oh, this is slow. People are looking at me. Oh, am I doing it right? Am I lifting the weight right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the weight fall on my head? By the time you do that 1 month, 2 months, you are now the pro.
Yeah.
You are now feeling more stronger, more confident. So it's about consistency.
Yeah.
Don't think that confidence is just going to happen in one day. It's a build-up. In my opinion, it's a build-up.
Yeah. And it's true because I feel like your story is proof of that. You've been doing this for over 16 years and you're so confident in what you do, right? Like for you, it's almost probably second nature. You've done it, but you're still humble enough to say, actually, I still have areas that I can learn. So you're not delusional, right?
Of course not.
Because that some people are. Do you know what I mean? So people are so...
Like I said to you, my brother, you could be doing something 20, 25 years. That doesn't mean you've arrived.
Yeah.
You just have 20, 25 years of experience.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you better than somebody that's only been in the field for 2 weeks. Somebody that's just been in your field for 2 weeks, you've been there 25 years. The person that has been there for 2 weeks could have some skills that you haven't acquired in 20, 25 years.
True that.
And if you are not humble enough, or you are not open-minded enough to see that, you are in trouble.
It's true. I personally think you will be in trouble. Yeah.
No, you are. I'm telling you, no, you will be in soup.
Yeah.
Serious. You will just be in. You'll be in a soup. You'll be inside this soup like this. Be inside. Because we are all teachers.
Yeah.
We can all learn from one another.
100%. I completely agree. You can. And it's been so good having this conversation with you. Like I feel more confident. Good. I hope listeners, you feeling confident too.
As confident.
Yeah.
You don't feel as confident. Just remember a time where you are happy.
Yeah.
Just remember a time where you did something that made others feel good or whatever. You use that to snap out of whatever it is that's, affecting you or doing you or, And because you will be back.
Mm-hmm.
When you are feeling low and down, that's not you.
Yeah.
When you're feeling happy and that's you.
Yeah.
When you're feeling low, the real you just went on a break, on a holiday.
Yeah.
It's coming back. Oh, she's coming back. Oh, they are coming back.
Yeah, I love that. It's so crazy. Wow. I've got a lot to think. Actually, it just blows my mind. It actually blows my mind. I was thinking, you said that you wanted to make the world a better place. You've probably made millions of people happy. You know that, right?
Wait. I hope.
Right?
So. I hope so.
How do you deal with like the fanfare of it? Yeah.
Okay.
How do you deal with that?
In which?
Just generally, like how does it feel? Obviously, like to see your work and your creativity being recognized out there. But also, how does it feel like, you know, when people come? Do you sometimes think, oh, you surprised sometimes? Do you sometimes forget about the impact that you've made out there?
It's very refreshing. It's very refreshing. I can be going about my business, mind my business, and somebody will stop me and say, Ida, we love that thing you do, blah, blah, blah. It's very good for me.
Yeah.
It's very good for me. Like I said before, I'm also a human being. I might have been having a crappy day or a not so great day, and somebody stopped me on a Piccadilly line telling me watch my video in the morning. Automatically, that's a booster. That's a booster for the soul. Say, wow, okay. Then I talk to myself, say, Edo, what's wrong with you? Why are you upset with yourself? See what you did for that person. You made them feel good. You should be proud of yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself. So it's very good for confidence building. Maybe you are just not feeling yourself, and people are saying, that your video, you know, it is good for mentally. It's good.
Yeah.
And it is also an indication that you are not wasting your time.
Yeah.
When people are stopping you to say, we like what you are doing something that they can connect with.
Yeah. 100%.
It means you are not wasting your time. So when people stop me, I have their time.
Yeah.
Because without those people, who are you?
Yeah, true.
Who do you think you are? They stop you to talk to you, and you don't want to stop. You have lost it. You've lost it.
Definitely don't lose it ever.
You've lost it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Yeah.
You understand? So for me, it is a sign of appreciation, which I humbly I receive it. You know, I thank God. You know, and it is a source of encouragement to keep on going.
Yeah.
Sometimes if people don't acknowledge your work or they don't stop you, you might be thinking, am I really connecting? Are they really feeling it? But when they are telling you, oh, no. That is an indication that what you are doing, you are connecting with people.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Make the next one better.
Yeah. And I think that's a very important thing that you said in terms of, you know, like you said, when people connect with you, it doesn't always necessarily, sometimes it takes longer for people to connect with you, especially when you're creating and, you know, creating something that's nobody else is doing, right? You're doing something that nobody else has done, right? You're a unique personality. So I think, yeah, it can be tough, but like you said, it does give you that boost when people say what you're doing is great.
Absolutely.
Keep it going, right? Yeah, it must be amazing. It must be amazing to receive that and hear that. And like you said, it's so funny that so many people, they're not humble. Oh no, don't talk to me. But then you're doing that, right? How do you think you got the fact that people even want to follow you? Is because
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You stop me, you want to take picture, snap your picture. Put it, let both of us shine in that photograph. Yes, because they are the one that put you there in the first place.
Yeah, 100%.
Who are you? Who are you without the people?
Yeah.
Who are you?
It's true. No, it's been so good speaking to you. What's your plans for? What do you have planned next?
You mean for tonight? I want to eat pounded yam.
You're gonna eat at this time, man.
Goosey with my. No,
Wow.
I'm only joking. Once I leave here now, I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. It's been a long day, but a productive day. So this is one of my highlights. Do you understand? So
thank you.
I'm glad for the invite. Thanks for sending the invitation to.
Of course. The listeners and watchers are gonna be happy.
Once you invite me, I say, I must be there. So, and I hope the listeners that are watching, you've picked one or two nuggets from this thing that we have been discussing this evening. And I just want to thank everybody for their love and their support. You understand? And my brother, thanks for having me.
No, of course. Always great to have you here. I knew I was gonna get you anyway. It was just you were in the plan. Don't worry, and we made it happen. Thanks so much for sharing your story as well. Like it's always, it's not always easy to share your story, even think back to the times, but. Definitely, I think this episode is going to be inspiring for a lot of people, especially the confidence that you had, the tips that you've provided them with. I think, like I said, for a lot of us, if we're more confident in what we're doing, we're going to do things in the best way. We're going to pursue, things that we want to do. There's a lot of people that want to write books. They want to, be a poet. They want to be a rapper. They want to start their own business, and they just don't think that they can do it because they don't have the confidence in it.
And that's the thing. Confidence, like I said, is everything. You see, the way I see it is that, and what a lot of creatives will realize is that in the beginning, it's almost like nobody sees the vision. Or people wonder why can nobody see the vision? Because they are not supposed to. It's not their vision to see. It's your vision for a reason. You need to now bring that to life. When you bring that to life, you've now given people something to see. And then that's when they will now focus and pay attention. Wow, how did you think of that? How did you do that? You need to have enough confidence within yourself in the beginning to get started. Believe in yourself wholeheartedly. Then everybody else will see what you have been working on. They will see what you have been working, what you've been investing your night and your day in, and they will start to pay attention.
Mic drop. Love that advice, and completely agree. It's nobody else's vision but yours.
It's your vision.
It's your vision. So it's your responsibility to bring it to life.
Bring it to life. It's like now, my brother, you have a vision in your mind now.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. You bring it to life. Now I can see.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Now, when you bring it to life, I can ask, okay, wow. Like now, you have a vision to make this water, for example.
Yeah.
I don't know that's your vision.
Yeah.
I'm now seeing the bottle. I say, wow, okay. How did you think of making this? Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
Now I'm behind you now. I might have an idea for you, my brother. Why don't you do it like this, do it like that? Now we are building a team.
Yeah.
We are building a fan base because of your confidence in believing in yourself.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah. 100%.
It starts with you.
100%. And for listeners, watchers, what's the goal of the podcast? I don't think I've ever told anybody the goal of the podcast. I've kept it to myself, not because I want to hide it. That it's just because I know that's what I'm working towards, right? So #1 business podcast in the world. That's what I tell everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. When people ask me, you know what's funny? Somebody asked me that I brought on a podcast a year ago. They asked me, and I was almost scared to say it at the time, but now I'm not. But that's what they asked me. I was so thrown off. What were you trying to achieve? I was like this. And it was so funny because they believed me. So I was like, okay, cool. So why am I worried? I don't need to be worried. So yeah, so that's the vision, people. So get behind it.
You'll be confident. When you are confident,
Yeah.
you give people reason to also be confident
Yeah.
in what you are doing. If you are not firm in your own self, how do you expect people to be firm?
Exactly.
You know, the way you carry yourself. As well, you know.
You got to carry yourself with confidence, and I think that you've definitely helped us here.
I hope so.
With it. Yeah, no, you have. No, it's been great. And where can people find you?
That's a good one. I'm on the social medias. Instagram, I'm there at a.comedian, so A-D-O-T comedian, all one word. And then on the web as well, a.comedian.com. And then can follow me on the web, on the social media. I'm always posting things that I'm up to, what I'm doing event-wise as well. So those are the major places that you can find me.
Awesome, amazing. And have you got any final words for the listeners?
My final words for the listeners would be, first of all, thank you very much to all of you that have been supporting me from I don't know, because a lot of you would have been following me from different stages, different places, but whatever that might be, I just say a very big thank you to you all. Your love and appreciation is felt deeply. That's the first thing I wanted to say, because it's only right. The second thing I wanted to say to everybody is that don't you worry if things are not going the way you want them to go. Just don't give up. Keep on pushing and focus on your own lane. Focus on your own race. You might see people around you doing things that you want to do. That's very well and good. Your time will come. Stay focused on your own race. No two people have the same destiny. Everybody's destiny is different. Focus on yourself and believe that when it is your time, it is your time.
Love that. Love that. And you heard it, people, from the man himself, Adop, spitting, dropping gems, should I say?
No, I'm just
spitting bars.
You said I can give you one word or two, so I'm giving.
Love it, love that, and guys, I hope that you've definitely enjoyed this episode. As you've heard, confidence is definitely a very important part of what you're doing, and hopefully with the tips that's been provided on this episode, we can help you be more confident. But like as Adot said, nothing is permanent, right? A good state is not permanent. A bad state isn't permanent. As long as you understand that you're always going to be in the cycle.
We just pray to have more good times than the
bad.
Not so good.
Exactly. That's it. But that's going to happen. So yeah. It's been great. It's good to have you on this episode. Thank you, watchers and listeners, for tuning into this episode. And yeah, we'll see you in the next week of the Takeoff Experience. See you later.
Thank you.